I was saying, Bills have good goals this year. 50s in the 3 games.
50 minutes to go.
Oh,
Sorry, we're live. Enjoy yourself.
Enjoy yourself.
You're live.
Live.
Run.
Do you have to do the whole welcome to Champagne Football?
100%.
Okay, welcome to Champagne Football. We're in a live show, grand final. And Apia Bills is 2-2. Bills have just pulled it back to 2-2. Anthony, if you don't mind, mate, just turn the live off.
You're yourself, man.
One watcher.
Sorry, with an echo from a super fan in the corner. Okay, welcome to Champagne Football, obviously in the centre. Current grand final champion.
For an hour or so.
He's trying to claim the trophy, brought the trophy with him. James Hilton, mate.
James Hilton.
Aye, brilliant, mate.
Thanks for coming on, mate.
He did have a big panic before this show started. So this is the first time we've live streamed, and we had a wee bit of a test by accident. And James and I had a few conversations from the rumour mill, and we panicked because we got a phone call telling us that it was actually live on YouTube.
Thanks,
so
Emma.
if you're fortunate enough to hear that conversation, then you'll be hot off the press information what's happening in NPL.
Fabrizio Romano of NPL football.
But if you missed it, then we're not going back to it again. Otherwise, we've both got a job. So there we go. Okay, so we're at the women's final just now. There's 50 minutes to go. It's currently 2-2 Apia and Bills. And I mean, how do we see this one finishing up, Chaz? Because we're going to talk about this, aren't we?
As I said, I was doing a wee bit of homework, and Apia have drawn and lost to Bills this season. So when I was surprised when we got here, they were 2-0 up. And obviously Bills have pulled it back to 2-2, 2 penalties.
If you're watching on a TV, you won't be able to see the crowd because the camera's on the other side. But there's a good little crowd here, to be fair. And it's been a good game, hasn't it? Genuinely been a good game. Plenty of chances, very open, especially the second half. And I think Bills have probably been a better team.
And do you want to hear something that's funny but not funny?
Oh, aye.
We've had a deja vu for Apia, right? So last year, they lost the Premiership on the last game of the season to MacArthur Rams. And then they lost the grand final to MacArthur Rams in a penalty shootout. This year, they lost the Premiership to Bulls on the last game of the season.
Did I go to the last game of the season?
Last game of the season, whoever won that game, they were both on 49 points going into the game. So Bulls won, obviously went to 52, and now they've got Bulls again in the final. So it's the exact same scenario as last year, and Apia never won either last year.
And obviously, could go extra time here.
Right, good.
2.5
Imagine the Austin penalty. I would not like to gamble, mate.
Okay, cool. So look, before we start, we'll give a shout out to sponsors. Premiership Experience, go to crew for elite football tours. So if you're a coach or a school teacher in private schools and you're looking to travel overseas with your football squad and you want to have an experience of what the Premier League, La Liga, all the best clubs in the world do, or you want to go and compete against them and have your team play against some of the top teams around Europe, then contact Chaz and I by using the link in the description box below. We are proud to represent Premiership Experience here in Sydney. We've got offices in Dubai, Glasgow, and China, and we are now running the Sydney office. So just a link in the description box below, and Chaz and I will sort you out with a bespoke tour quote for you and your team. All right, so we're going to talk about grand final in a bit of depth. We'll also talk about Jimmy as well, but big game on last night. Massive game for everyone involved in NPL 1. You've just saved yourself a fortune in petrol. And everyone in NPL 2, obviously, nice to see an NPL 2 side amongst the big boys again.
100%. I spoke to Fig this morning, the goalkeeper at ST Raiders, and he said it was a bit of a nervous kind of 90 minutes. Well, first 45 minutes in particular. Said that when the game kind of calmed down a wee bit, ST Raiders went on top, and that's when Marcic scored. Did you see the goal?
Did you see the goal? Yeah, bomb. What a bomb.
That must be what that has been a bit. The only goal this year that I've seen close to Uchino's goal against Wolves, I think it was away. Similar sort of goal, but I think the occasion and I think is a little bit better.
I just don't know what possesses someone to hit the ball from that far away.
And the goalie wasn't Joe wasn't far out.
It wasn't
far. Usually when you see it, it's like maybe it was a bit high. Do you know what I mean? But he stuck it top corner.
I also
feel good for this man.
Yeah,
And again, as a keeper, you're not expecting that either, as you said.
Of course.
And then from the reports, one message at half time. Can we keep things sensible first 15 minutes and then
basically manage the game was a message for the first 50 minutes of the second half, and 20 seconds in, Riley Cox.
20 seconds?
20 seconds in the second half.
Was that straight red?
No, it was a second yellow. The defender, Shumba Motokoya, I think it was, just went to head of the ball. And it's a shame though, because you know what he's facing the ball, so he goes to strike it, but Shumba comes in with his head, so he doesn't look for the contact, but he follows through and kicks him. And the referee's put it at a second yellow red card.
And was it
20 seconds in?
Did Figs have a lot to do, did he say? Or was it just defending him?
Just said the team defended really well. Aye. So congratulations. I said to Fig this morning, I think that for the season SD Raiders have had, it's probably deserved. They deserve something for their season. And so I'm very, very happy to see them get promoted.
Okay, a good team. I think we were talking about it recently, and Gordon's done really well. SD, he's obviously been a part of the club for a long time. And from all regards, they played pretty decent football SD as well. So, I mean, Central Coast play good football as well, good young boys, but we were talking as well, you've got that travel to Plum Park, and then sometimes they can't be consistently having a home game, and the team changes sometimes, and it's a bit frustrating, I think, as playing against it. So I think it's good to have a bit of consistency. You know who you're playing against. It's the same squad every single week, and it's probably for a lot of people, playing against senior players is what people want.
How do you feel as a player?
Yeah, I think when you face Mariners, sometimes you can play them and they've just dropped the Avengers from the A-League, you know what I mean? And it's like, come on, like, give us a night off. And then next week, maybe they'll play the young lads because of whatever. And it's just a bit like, it's a bit inconsistent, do you know what I mean? Like, it's good to see them develop, and it might be the best thing for them to drop a league and where it might be a bit more physical, and you can throw the kids in to sort of get roughed up a little bit. And then as far as SD Raiders, like, I think the cup run might have killed them a little bit. Like, they did really well in the cup, and until then, you know, that they were flying, and then they went through that little sticky patch, brought in a few players, and then were they like 10 games, or 5 clean sheets or something, like 50. So they brought in some players like Luca, Kinez, and Ethan Bevan, and they've just tightened up, and I'm happy to see them come out.
Have you got any mates that play there?
Those two.
Oh, those two. I'm happy for them as well. Good to see them in there.
100%. So on it today, the main event.
We're going to start with that.
So we'll just talk about the kind of form at the end of the season that's obviously got us to this point. We'll touch on Rockdale. Obviously, we spoke about the game against Spirit last week, but the back end of the season, they weren't particularly good. They were,
Rockdale?
Yeah. So they won on the 6th of July, and that was our last one.
6th of July is nuts.
Aye. So I think it was 10 games.
Who was that against?
Blacktown.
3-1. I remember the game.
No, it was, so they went 8 games without winning. They drew 6 of them and lost twice.
They've only scored a lot of goals.
Nah, not at all.
That's probably the red flag, I think, up to this point is, we all know Rockdale's just a brilliant, as in on paper, the squad's a joke. And obviously, the joke of the season had that amazing run in the middle of the park, but they struggled to score goals. And having, I don't see enough of the games to know why that's happening. I don't know if it's service to Euro or just that little bit of, I don't know what they can't really find the net, but they've not been scoring goals. They've had they get a lot of chances in games. They just can't find out. Red card. Oh!
It's another red card there.
Is that it? Oh no! So if you're watching the game live, did Bills get the first red? Bills get the first red. So Bills have just got a red card, and in retaliation to the red card, the Apple player has just shoved the player in front of the referee to the ground, and she's also been sent off. Absolute, we'll call that a schoolgirl. Absolute schoolgirl.
Imagine you're the coach, you're raging.
That is so
you just get a player advantage with 7 minutes to go, potentially going into extra time, and then your player reacts that way and gets sent off as well.
Extra time, 10 men, 10 women, should we say it?
Chances everywhere.
Pitch is huge. That was a very daft.
So silly.
Oh, well, there you go. Right, well, back to Rockdale.
I think it's, even the way you said it there, Euro was the one person. It's not like you've got goals coming from everywhere. It's one of them. If Euro doesn't get
Ali Ogler usually pops up a wee bit. He pops up a wee bit, but I think, obviously, we all know Euro scored 22 goals. 22 goals. And I don't know how many goals off the top of my head Rockdale scored, but I reckon he probably scored close to a third of them.
Probably a bit more.
Probably more than a third of them, which is a lot of goals. I mean, you're going to expect that for your striker to score a lot of your goals, but I think being over reliant on him in that first half of the season, maybe a bit of an arse a wee bit going to that second half when he had that little bit of a drought. No one really came up to the plate to score, because I think that game, the Blacktown 3-1 game, I can't remember too many games outside that they scored 3 goals.
Aye, you're right.
How many goals Appy score? 5-2?
4-3. 4-3, yeah.
They won at Ellen?
4-1 they lost.
Aye, 4-1 that game.
That's when they get 2-1 back into the game, and then Ali Ogler
Spirit, 6-3 Spirit.
Yeah, okay.
There you go. That was it. But look, we'll get on to this game itself. Obviously, a bit of a one-off. But if you look at form, do you scrap league form and look at finals form, or do you take both into consideration? Because it's like you were saying to me off there, it's the beauty of it. It's a separate thing altogether.
It's a game. There's a literally 90 minutes, potentially 120 minutes, where whoever turns up will obviously walk away with a trophy.
Well, I think last year, to be fair, we can touch on last year. I think on paper, I think a lot of people watching the game fancied Rockdale against you last year. They probably in as favourites.
Yeah.
And I watching the game, it was a bit like, it looked almost, after you got that first goal, I think up to that point it could have been either way.
Yeah.
I think when you got that first goal, the game just sort of petered out into nothing.
Yeah.
And you just looked fairly comfortable.
Yeah, that's how I felt as well. But like the first 10-15 minutes was so physical. Like I think we were expecting Rockdale to put the ball on the floor and try to outplay us, but they sort of tried to go toe to toe, and it was like it was a UFC fight the first 10 minutes.
You fucking love that, that fucking clothesline.
But we must have played like 90 seconds of football in the first 10 minutes because players were going down, getting treatment, like literally all over the place. And it was like, I've never been in a game where it was so stop-start for so long. And then once we got that goal, everything sort of changed, and it was almost like a wasted 15 minutes. Do you know what I mean? And then, but it's interesting you say about like regular season form and finals form, because the RP that we faced on Sunday were a lot more like controlled and slow, like slow possession, slow build up. Whereas when we played them at Lambert and at home in the regular season, like they just break so fast. Do you know what I mean? Like 6, 7, like just breaking all together. Whereas in the finals, and I don't know whether, because we were a bit the same, like maybe cagey, because you know that if you concede a goal, that could be it, your season's done. Whereas in the regular season, you can just outscore them. Do you know what I mean? So whether coming into the finals, you know, like Rockdale did it last year, they're just going to come out 100 miles an hour and just start smashing people, or RP might want to keep a bit more of the ball and slow it down and build up. So it's going to be interesting, I think. Either way,
it's set up for a night, like a right good spectacle. I think the big question for me is what Rockdale are going to get. We're going to get, and I did mention this last week in the podcast. I think the Blacktown game's a tricky one to just discuss how Rockdale plays. It was a really Blacktown side, missing probably 5 of their starters. They obviously did well against Spirit, but again struggled to score, to really create a lot of shots on target. Like by far, they have to win the game. Built a lot of pressure, balls into the box in particular. But keepers only making tons of saves.
Yeah, 100%.
And I think that's about all clubs. Appy are top scoring team in the league, and when they're on, they will be testing the goalkeeper. Soros will be busy at some point today for at least a long spell. So if Rockdale can find the form that we can, who the fuck knows what will happen? But I think it's just what Rockdale turns up from that perspective. But if we go to Appy's form, Appy have been fairly consistent at the end of the season. Yeah, they have. Even their Shuwa Cup, I think after their Shuwa Cup ended, I don't think they lost the game.
I think they won 10 of the last 12
games. We beat them. Then that would have been 5 games out, and they did have a game. I think that Wednesday. So we played them Sunday, and then they went away Wednesday. And then they just kept winning. So
because the last 12, won 10, lost 1, and drew 1. United.
Even that day they were on it. Like they were good. So like I think today's just going to be a good game, entertaining. I'm excited to see it, and devastated I'm not playing. But
so, I mean, I'm not involved in it, man.
Yeah, like what you said, I think Rockdale have always gotten up for big games. Like we never play them, and it's never a quiet night. Even if you're not super busy, it's always like high adrenaline. The duels are intense and stuff like that. So yeah, I think it's going to be a good game.
And as we spoke about on Wednesday, it's one of them that Euro and Blake last games, emotional. There's a lot on the line basically for them. So I think that might kind of add to the occasion.
The only thing, devil's advocate, would be one thing I think with Rockdale sometimes is they can get emotional in the games. It's always a high. As a fan, it's always good to watch a Rockdale game, a big game like a Marconi Rockdale, a Spirit Rockdale, because there's always goals, chances, big moments, big tackles. They're on the ref, a lot of experience, so they're on the ref early. They try and get onto their opponent, which is clever. But sometimes some players lose their head. At Rockdale, Ali Ogla has been renowned for losing his nut a wee bit. I mentioned last week, Hunter flies into tackles sometimes. And I think if Rockdale can keep their head, I think they'll be all right. But if it becomes a battle, and it becomes a normal battle, I think Rockdale come on top. If it's one of those battles where it's like tit for tat, and it's fucking hangs off the ball and that sort of thing, I think sometimes Rockdales could get caught up in that emotion, especially if they've got a big crowd in the corner here. Fans, flares.
Oh
my God, open goal. Open goal.
That must be a wee bit behind this.
Oh, is it?
Because I've done this before and you, oh my God.
I think if it goes to a physical battle, Rockdale would be the team I would expect to start to not dominate the game, but control the game.
Yeah.
But I think that if it gets to your point emotional, that's when people start to lose their head and make decision making. It's already been physical if you've been smart about it. But if you've been emotional and doing things like losing the rag,
it almost comes out of control.
Comes out of control, you lose control, and you lose concentration, and then before you know it,
it's exciting. This game out at the 90th minute, 2 each.
Let's no extra time. Less somebody scores in the last couple of minutes.
I think that get up for them. Maybe sign the Sydney FC.
Aye. We'll go back onto the game because we can look a bit deeper in terms of because I've heard some rumbles and who's starting and all the rest of it. We can talk about that.
Yeah.
But let's get stuck into James.
Before we do that,
okay, we're done.
A wee shout out to our major sponsor, Insurers Pty Limited, your trusted partner in all general insurance, experts in construction and home warranty insurance distribution through IKEA.
They're the go-to team for builders and homeowners needing reliable professional cover. Thanks to Insurers Pty Limited for leading the way in protecting what matters most in the building industry. Right, personal insights.
All right, let's go. Favourite movie, mate?
Transformers.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Avengers, Transformers.
I don't know why I said Avengers. I'm not but I do like Transformers. I do like just growing up, it's like war, alien, robots, cars. Just good crap in it. Yeah. So yeah.
And your snack?
Brought you some.
You brought us some.
Yeah.
And I need to say, any guest coming on in the future, he's just levelled up there.
Has levelled up.
He's brought in testers for the boys. So well then.
Geordie Swivel and our team brought these 3 years ago. And I don't have them too often, but every time they bring them to the Geordie Swivel lollies, and the red ones are unbelievable.
Geordie Swivel lollies.
Yeah, the red ones are unbelievable, and then
it must be pretty cold. Must be pretty warm sitting on the bench this year for Geordie Swivel lollies. Here we go. The red ones, you say?
Yeah, the red ones. Class now.
Aye, good. Oh,
they are good.
You get in for the ice cream van back in.
You do.
They're
not sour.
They're longer, but they're not.
Massive, aye. No, they're good.
Yeah.
We'll get through these while we're watching the game.
And the brownies.
And the brownies. Yeah. Oh, did we shout out Eccentric?
No, you didn't know.
You're
pals.
Yeah, my pals. So Eccentric again provided us a good this morning. So if you are looking for a coffee, you're in Coogee. Well, that's where I go. Eccentric Cafe, best brownies that I've ever had. Decent.
Very good.
Very good brownies.
Top, yeah.
Top brownies. Okay, cool. Let's get into the
karaoke song.
Karaoke song.
It was actually a karaoke last night.
What are you?
Yeah.
Who with?
My missus, friend, his missus.
Oh, aye.
Valerie.
Keys in the bowl?
Huh?
Keys in the bowl?
Nah, because I know what his keys are. So. Took a second.
Valerie, give us a wee rendition.
Nah.
What did you say?
Valerie.
Oh, good song.
Yeah, tune.
Aye.
Well, you guys.
Who does it see you being a wee bit of a performer?
You can.
Are you a singer?
No. I'll sing, but I'm not good. Yeah.
Is there anyone in Marconi that can sing?
No.
No?
No one. No.
No, not at all, man. Have you got anyone in your team can sing? Have you got Chids can sing?
He's a last bit. I mean, look, I don't think it's not something you go karaoke all the time what I sing. So I don't really know, but Chids was good. Chids was loved singing as well, man.
A little bit in Marconi, has anyone got a random talent that you think's cool? This is just me just going off kilter here, but I'm just...
Random talent.
Does he go far? He can
pretty untalented bunch. Most of them are good at football.
All of them are good at football.
Yeah. Talent, no. Doma loves cards, like Dom Costanza. Like just playing cards, but he always wins. Okay. So there's something going on. Yeah. Besides that, no.
What did I message you something earlier?
Yeah, superstitions.
Aye, that was it. So, do you get any like superstitions around your football? Things you have to do before a game?
I used to be like massive into my superstitions, like right glove first, right boot, like. But now I'm sort of like actively trying to avoid them. Do you know what I mean? So like I'll see my lucky undies, and they're still my lucky undies, but I'll grab a different pair just to be like, if I play well today, then it won't matter.
I couldn't do that. And what
would you?
I couldn't do it.
Have you got a superstition?
I'm quite bad for it.
How have you got?
Like I wouldn't say bad. Like I think so. I'd wear the same boxers to every game. I would. What else would I do here? The same boxers always to every game.
That's why you're going up.
I'm passing them on now. Just eating. My day needs to be a certain way. I need to eat. Obviously, eat at a certain time, but I need to sleep. If I don't have a nap and a shower before I leave, I just go feeling a wee bit off.
Yeah.
So that's my thing. Is I need to eat the same food.
So have you ever not done all those things and felt not playing well? That's been a factor.
Well, probably at some point, but like in this season, I think every week I did the same thing.
Last year, when you didn't go up?
I still would have done the same thing.
But what was lucky about it? It's just
Don't know, mate. It's just my head, man.
no, I understand routine's important.
It's just my head.
Why did you start doing right left? Did something
I don't
happen?
know. I just did it once, played well, and then it sticks with it. Do you know what I mean? But then you do all these things, and you might have an absolute horror show, and then everything goes out the window. You bring in a whole new set. Do you know what I mean? But like,
and then sometimes you forget.
Yeah.
Did I do that?
You're in the car on the way there, and you're like, oh my god! Like I used to put ice packs on my eyes.
When?
Like to sharpen up my vision. Do you know what I mean? No, I swear to God, I swear to like wake my eyes up. But like, obviously now I don't do that. I know it's probably the worst thing you could possibly do. You know what I mean? I take the ice packs off and I'm like watering my eyes. But like now, if I get a gut feel like, oh, I should eat that or I should do this, and I do it, I'll go to the game feeling comfortable. Yeah. But if I'm like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have that for dinner tonight, and then I have it, then it might play in my head a little bit. So I just trust my gut, and that's my ritual. Do you know what I mean?
I'd go and get Red Bull at the same place before my games. I'd go and get a coffee from
the same place.
The same place. That was things that I'd do as well, always on the way.
Do you think though, there's my take on it? I think sometimes the routine that you're saying, have to have a nap, it removes decision making from your day, because decision making fatigues you throughout a day. It's just less things to think, like, what am I doing next? You're not thinking about what I do the next 4 hours. You know, I'm going for my nap. Then I'll go to that shop. I'll get that thing, and you just sort of keeps you in that routine.
And it's funny because I think obviously you've got your game, so your whole day's already gone anyway.
But that's the thing as well, is I've always hated being like, oh, I have a game on that day, and then your entire day's wasted.
I hate that as well.
So like, if I've got, I don't know, like say my cousin's got a football match in the morning on like a random Saturday, and I've got a game in the afternoon, like, oh, I can't go, I've got my ritual. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just feel like I'm losing out on like my life. Do you know what I mean? So like, I'll just rock up to a game. Sorry. Yeah, honestly. But it's like, if I think I'm good at football, I'm just going to turn up and try my best to play football. Do you know what I mean? Not like, ruin other people's lives. And, do you know what I mean?
Ruin that. So I was like with Emma. Emma's like, can we go to the beach? See, at the start of the season, it was warm.
Right.
I was like, I'm not going to the beach. I'm not going to go and lie in the sun and get.
But that's a wee bit different, because that's a sapping energy.
No, I know, but that's just one example. Like, she wants to do certain things, and I'm always like, oh, I don't know, and I'm checking if I get time, right? Okay, if we go there quickly, then I can get back to eat at this time, and so it literally took over. So that's one thing that obviously I don't need to think about anymore.
Congrats. Welcome to life.
I know. Perfect. So, yourself, mate. Yourself. Tell me about your footballing upbringing, and obviously what's got you to Marconi now.
How far back are you going?
Oh, let's go all the way, mate. 4, 5, 6.
You're born in England, weren't you?
Yeah. So born in Manchester, and then obviously you don't really get a choice whether you like football or not. You don't even get a choice if you're red or blue. You just that's your path, sort of thing. Luckily enough, Dad was blue, so sort of went down there. And yeah, just been playing football my whole life. When I got no, so I was playing on the pitch as a centre back until 12s. Yeah. And then the goalie in our team left, so I just put my gloves on. And then probably played 3 games. And then by the next season, I just couldn't be bothered running, basically. So I went to trial at Mounties, and I just had my gloves on.
So when did you come to Australia?
I was 5.
You were 5,
yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, just rocked up to a Mounties trial. I brought my gloves. I thought I will trial as a goalie, but if not, then I'll play on the pitch, sort of thing. And then they picked me as a goalie. The goalkeeper, Wally Lachowitz, the goalkeeper coach, he just thought I had a bit of something and took a gamble. So I was there for 3 years, and then I went to MacArthur Rams. So like my parents live in Camden, I was living with them. So school was close, home was close, so it made a lot of sense, and like I loved it there. Like it felt so community club, but they did things properly, and the people that were organising the club did a great job. So I was there for 3 years, and the biggest thing for me there was like I was 15 playing 18s, like 16 playing 20s. You know what I mean? So I was copying like my debut in the 18s. I was 15, but I was 12-0 to Northern Tigers. I got man of the match. So it's like 12-0. And it got to the point where the Northern Tigers players, like parents and players from like other age groups, were like cheering everything I did because it was bad. It was a horror show.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Like it was bad.
It was hard.
Yeah, and you could tell that I was like small and fat and wasn't 18. Do you know what I mean? So it was.
Did you have your ice pack tonight?
Yeah, that's probably why.
I started.
Well, I just cried. I didn't see the balls flying past. But then it kind of got to a point where I finished high school, and the goalkeeper coach at MacArthur, Ben Duggan, he's died. Like, he has a family and all that, so God rest his soul. But he organised a trial at Wanderers for me. So I went to Wanderers, and they were kind of half having me, but not really fully sold. So they sent me to Marconi to go trial, and Ante Kovic was the goalkeeper coach there. And same sort of thing as when I went to Mounties, just saw a little bit, took a punt. And then
who's the keeper, number one keeper at that point?
No.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, so Nenad was there for 3 years or two years. So I did 2 years in the 20s. He was the first grade goalkeeper.
Yeah.
And then I went over to the UK. I was at Stockport County 6 months.
Yeah.
Didn't work out. It was just.
So how was that, Stockport, the whole experience?
So I went from being in a 20s change room to a League 2 change room. And as you can imagine, like... It was like, yeah, and it's not like an Australian first grade change room. It's like the north of England, and you got lads from the north of England. And you just know it's what you can imagine is happening. And I've just gone from an under 20s change room, do you know what I mean, in Australia, and it's not the same. So for me, it was like I went there a boy, and I sort of came back, and obviously you're training every day, you're getting better as a goalkeeper, and sort of like learning the game, traveling to grounds, like an incredible experience. But you come back like a man because you know, like. What you're seeing is...
That's it, Tim Wilfield as well. Same thing with Eunice W. He's went there. Where did he go again in England?
He was at Crystal. We went to the college. The
college and then Team Chorley or something like that.
Yeah, and he was at Crystal Palace for a while, and then he went down and played in the lower leagues, and he said exactly.
Same thing, back a man.
Yeah, and that's it. And it just sort of roughs you up a little bit. So I came back and I was just training every day for 6 months, and took maybe a month to get into the first team at Marconi, and haven't missed a second since.
So you've been the first number one since then, pretty much?
Yeah.
How old were you when you came back and you obviously made your first good debut at Marconi?
19.
19, brilliant.
Yeah.
And you're 22 now?
Yeah, 23 on Tuesday.
Yeah.
So.
Still young.
Yeah, not failing it though. That's fine, man.
With Stockport, I'm interested in the Stockport thing. So, was the first team goalkeeper, do you think, at that point just better than you? And that's why I didn't play?
I was miles off it. I was probably like I could maybe go there as a 3 and you'd maybe do a job, but the training levels were so good and they had like ex-Prem players. Like their goalkeeper, he's the number one at Ajax now. And he was
the Stockport number one goalkeeper was an Ajax goalkeeper.
Well, he was on loan from Liverpool. He played against Palace last year.
Right, okay.
Yeah,
so it was a Liverpool goalkeeper,
boy.
right?
Okay. So he's the number one now at Ajax. Oh, wow. But like that was the level, and like you had Phil Barsley. You know Phil Barsley? Yeah, Phil Barsley. Boxing. Yeah, we got along. And Dale Stevens. You know Dale Stevens? Brighton, Burnley, that sort of thing. So it's like proper Premier League footballers and me. Do you know what I mean? Like the Aussie guy that no one really wants to talk to because you're like the trialist goalkeeper.
The goalkeeper as well.
Yeah, and it just got to that point where it was like touch and go in January whether I was going to get anything. I just thought, look, like I just need to go home, restart sort of thing. Like it was probably the best thing for me, but it was like so difficult. Do you know what I mean? Like so difficult.
Where were you staying?
So I ended up just getting an Airbnb. Yeah. So I would wake up at like 7 a.m, go to football, do like the gym and all that rubbish, and then have rubbish. Sorry, I'm actually working in the gym now. So then football, and then straight from football, either a player or I'd get an Uber to Trafford Centre in Manchester. Yeah. So I worked at Selfridges. So I went from football and then 1 till like 11 p.m. at Selfridges, and then we just go to bed, wake up, go to football, and then on the weekends, if I wasn't working, I'd travel to the games. So that like not even playing took it out of me.
Did you play any games at all?
No, I played.
Even under 20s, under 18s.
I played like not for county, but I played for like other teams like in the area, but not for county. So yeah, it was a long hard.
No like social nights, anything like that.
Not really, because I would like have work or football, and it was just like obviously being from Manchester, you got a bit of a network there, like family and friends and that. But it was just different. Like the sun set earlier, like or I'm, you know what I mean. Like I'm working all daytime, and then
pitch black,
and then it's pitch black when you leave home. When you get home, it was just it was a difficult place to be. But like I said, it sort of roughed me up a bit. That when I came back, I was just like, this is easy. Like, do you know what I mean? Like the sun's shining, I don't have to work. Like,
it says a lot about you though, like being able to throw yourself into that environment and just crack on, because that sounds tough. Like,
you get such a comfort zone. I mean, I feel like it's tough. I think it's tough. Is it tough? Genuine question. For Glasgow, it's not that tough. It's not that tough when you're in it. I mean, it's tough. I think the only tough thing is not having anybody.
That's it. So you're by yourself.
But get up. What you explained is
working in that.
Working in all that's just anyone in the UK. That's just how it works. And then football work. Some people do that here. I think the tricky thing is having no one
by yourself.
When things are not going well, you're not playing football. You're bored out your nut, and you can't just say to your mate, "Oh, let's play a game of FIFA. Oh, let's go to the pub. Oh, let's do that. Oh, like a girlfriend or whatever it might be." That's the tricky part. I think being yourself, but I think the frustrating part would be like you can't even, because you can, like we went to America, you go over there, you're not with family, you have all that, but then you can go, oh, there's 24 of us, we're all mates.
Aye.
So you can only hang out with the team.
Yeah.
That's tough, man.
And especially when, like, now it might be a different story, but then when you're not at the level and you're younger and you're foreign, it was like so, like you're always looking for like, how can I get in? How can I, do you know what I mean?
That's
a
game.
So you're playing that change room game the whole time, and yeah, it was tiring. But like I said, best thing for me. Like so grateful for how difficult it was. And that's the sort of thing you'd say to like anyone, and it's probably why players in the UK do so well, because they get that learning experience. Do you know what I mean? But like you'd say to any young player, like just suffer for a little bit and.
As you said, but because when you come back to that contrast of get back to Sydney, and you realise, fuck me, man, the weather's a joke.
Yeah.
Like to live in this, isn't it? It's a joke how good it is here.
Yeah.
It is honestly an absolute joke. And even NPL, and I think it was Janirovic when he was on, he was talking about how good NPL is. It's so unique that you can get a full-time, you couldn't almost get a full-time wage. If you're a top player in NPL, you can get almost a full-time wage to play NPL. Now with the championship, you can extend that even further. You can pick up a part-time job, whatever you're doing on the side, and you're sound. You can live near the beach if you want. You can go to all your family events still at the weekends, and brilliant. Yeah. It's like very unusual. Like in the A League, you're having to fly to Perth, you're having to fly to Adelaide, you're having to fly to New Zealand. Here it's just, I need to go. We're complaining about Central Coast.
Yeah,
I mean,
not anymore.
Even better, man. So it is brilliant, and it is a lot easier. But that's why I love the NPL. It's class. It's such a unique place, man.
100%. I just wrote here being a goalkeeper is obviously a difficult job. If you get any advice to young goalkeepers,
fucking goalkeeping,
it's hard, mate. It's hard.
Oh, God.
Other than just program some box to box.
Yes.
What was the question?
Any advice for young goalkeepers?
Just like, see, the way it sort of changed for me when I started thinking like, okay, like I'm actually good at this now, was like just trying to get better and not focus on be like, oh, I have a game on Sunday, like everything is all about Sunday. Like now I just sort of think about the season as like, okay, this week I want to be better than last week. And if you just keep focusing on like trying to get better in training and enjoying your matches, I think everything else, like the wins and the saves and the clinch, it's like a byproduct. As long as you're just, I'm going to get better, fall in love with the process of getting better. And
how do you, so my question for goalkeepers, because obviously I always say to Chaz, it's a different sport.
Yeah.
There's football and then there's goalkeepers who just happen to be part of it, because from a physical standpoint, completely different. You're doing different training, and you're obviously using your feet a little bit in build up, and it's really important, but it's a skill, individual sport. And if you're training one or two guys who you have to be mates with, completely different dynamic. So you're saying, obviously, week to week you want to get better. In a game though, and I say to a striker, I can try and judge my game on like how many box entries or shots on target. But as a goalkeeper, if your team is dominant a game, you might never touch the ball.
Yeah.
So how do you judge what progress it looks like?
Well, that's what I'm saying. If you concentrate on getting better in training,
so just training, that's your
and then match day is just like, all right, I'm getting better and I'm good, so I'll just go and enjoy this. And that's the thing. Like you can see a lot of keepers, and I'd fall into that trap when I'm younger as well, of like looking for work to do. Do you know what I mean? When 100%. And it comes and it goes when like you feel you might not be in the best run of form. You're trying to do good things. You might try too hard. I think as a goalie, the best thing is just to not think. I think you say it like it's just don't think. Switch your brain off and just like trust that you know what you're doing. And then you can measure that by, okay, I'm getting better at this in training, because you can drill a million volleys into the window there. And if you're catching 9 out of 10 and then you catch 10 out of 10 the next week, you're getting better. So fall in love with getting those sort of boxes ticked instead of.
What's the part of your game now you think the area you need to improve most?
For me, I think I would look at playing out just because how important it is. Do you know what I mean? Like you can look at every aspect of your game and say, I'd like to be this.
Wow. 3-2 up here.
Keepers just came clattered in the defender.
Oh, really? Was a mistake?
And keepers clattered in the defender. And then the ball dropped in between them.
Off the 3-2. It's still on 80 minutes to go, 90 minutes to go. It's going to open up even more. There you go.
Sorry, mate, go. You're out from the back.
Playing out, just because it's not new now. Like everyone's had to do it for a few years now, but I can just see it getting more and more important. And like, if you look at the NPL or the A League and you put every single goalie, or probably both, if you got every, I don't know, maybe 30 top goalies around the country and you put them all into a session, there wouldn't be a lot in it. You know what I mean? But if you can be that midfielder in goal as well, and just offer that little bit more, you'll get picked over the next guy. Do you know what I mean? So
I think that's from a coaching point of view, that's probably the hardest thing to coach.
Yeah.
Because you can't do it in a single, like your environment, like just with goalkeepers. It needs to be more with the team. And if you're involved in a team that doesn't really play out from the back, it's hard to train.
Yeah.
Okay. The standard NPL goalkeepers is good.
Oh,
we mentioned it all the time. Who is outside of yourself? Is anyone you think in the league's really, really good? There's a lot of them, but who's
there's a lot. Like,
who'd you pick next year?
My number 2, Paddy Williams. Yeah.
Outside of Marconi.
Can I actually just like give them some love as well? Because obviously, like,
show me, why run?
yeah. So like, if I'm there playing, like he often doesn't get a mention. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like in training, he's a joke.
Yeah.
And like the goalkeeper coach as well, like a joke. The amount of detail that those guys do. Yeah. So like honestly, if I'm not playing and I have to pick, I'd probably go Paddy. Like, do you know what I mean? Like go everyone, because you know you have so much faith in the kids coming through, and like Marconi know how to spot talent, and he's got it. But like around the league, like you look at probably Ollie, I'd say is right up there in quality. Obviously playing today, so good luck to him. And then you've got the likes of Nizic and Veg, who they've been at the level, and now it comes back and it looks like a piece of piss for them. Do you know what I mean? Like they honestly just breeze through games, and it just looks so calm and composed because they've seen everything before. Yeah. So I like watching them and being like, what can I take from them?
Yeah, of course.
If I could take one thing from one goalie, it'd be Jack Kenny's goal kicks.
Oh my God, man.
That's a good question, man. What would you take from one person? I like that question.
His goal kicks. His goal kicks. It's a joke.
It's a very.
So do you think that's something he's practiced? Or was just one day just Happy Gilmore that went, fuck, I'm
100%.
It's Happy Gilmore. Yeah. You reckon?
100%.
Practice?
100%.
Well, I asked him and he said, I stretch.
100%.
And I said, I went home and I stretched like my groin on my stomach.
Standing outside, right?
I had ice packs on my eyes and my groin. Honestly, I stretched and then I tried to kick a ball and I'm like, I don't know where my legs are.
I don't know. I think it's a wee bit sometimes people have just got like a lot. You get one guy just does an amazing long throw. You're like, where'd that come from? You're like, I've never done that before.
Yeah.
It's not practice, it just fucking launch it in the box.
He'd make so much money if he did like NFL kicking. Yeah.
Special
like
team.
a kick return or something.
Well, that happens a lot in America. Like a lot of boys at college will play football college or soccer, and then they'll go picked up by a team just to be a kicker.
Yeah.
Fucking decent at it, man.
Yeah.
Just kick the ball far.
So there's your question. What would you take? Anyone from the league? One attribute.
One attribute?
Yeah.
That's a good question. Well, I played up front, so I think if I had to take anything, who's fucking quick? I just want pace. Pace is the one thing I was never fast.
Yeah, it's quick.
Who? Leai's rapid. Euro's quick as well.
Kuba's quick.
Kuba's just smart. He's actually not that fast.
He looks quick.
I know, mate, but it's because he's smart.
Yeah, because I'd take a touch to try and make a pass and he'd be there every time. Do you know what I mean?
Mate, he's honestly, he's just one of those guys who's very, very smart. Do you know what? Actually, like, I would take Kuba's intelligence.
Yeah.
Because from the league, that was the thing he had to that point. He wasn't slow, but he would not be in the top 5, top 6 or 7 for speed in our team. He just had moved before anybody else. He had anticipated something before anyone else. So he was always there first. He was there. And that football IQ wins every single time. And we'll talk about Danzo, which we'll go into the game in a second.
Yeah, good point.
Danzo's that unsung hero for me for Rockdale. Doesn't get the ball away, always unmarked, just keeps the ball ticking over on us. It's that football IQ, just knows where to be at the right time. Doesn't look like he's trying hard, never looks like he's knackered. Those players are tremendous, man. They're worth it. And can be actually a wee bit like that for Appy as well. He's got the engine though, that Japanese right there. Oh,
3-3.
What the fucking game is this?
Outrageous, man.
This is unbelievable. I hope it just depends.
It's going to go to pens. After loads of pens again. But let's say the carbon copy of last year.
Anything else on Jimmy's 3? Obviously, Marconi. We'll touch on Marconi, obviously.
That's what my thing was, obviously, looking forward. Championships round the corner. Like, how are you, the club preparing?
Just stop it for a second, because if this is going order here, I want to talk about penalty shootout. That was massive. Because, I mean, watching the penalty, I watched it on YouTube, Chaz was there. But phenomenal performance by herself. Talk to us about pens. Obviously, you always see that standard picture of Pickford with a wee thing on his thing. Yeah. Is that something that you... Because I think pens is tricky. I don't know how you practice for pens as a goalkeeper, because I'm playing as a different player.
I actually didn't do any. We did penalty shootout, and I said to Paddy, I said, you go take them all, but like, don't save too many because we need the lads to think.
To be confident.
Yeah, so sorry if the lads are listening. when they're putting them top corner, Paddy's looking at me like, yeah, I'll let it go. But no, like, I didn't do any. I just thought, like, I've dived enough times this season. Do you know what I mean? So there was research. Like Pete Sestak, I gave him a bit of a mention earlier. He, like, I trusted that to him, and then on the day he would give me like, I know this about this player, this about this player, and then you just try to get in the way of it.
And then you just like jump and head on the bar and kick the crossbar and kick the post.
Yeah. I was just getting excited.
Mate, at that point, was that just adrenaline?
Yeah.
Or were you trying to put them off?
Like sometimes in training, I'll just like kick the crossbar just for something to do. But
Hold on, we didn't kick the crossbar.
Jump.
If I can't fucking stretch, you can kick the crossbar.
Jump and kick the crossbar.
I need to sit. I didn't fucking do that.
He jumps and he kicks the crossbar.
Aye, but how are we talking kicking it here?
But see, that's what I mean. So like you're thinking of what is that? So that's why I did it. Just I don't know.
I'm trying to imagine. I'm thinking Bruce Lee here up and
literally. Like
you must be a leg hell of a high.
Yeah, I still don't stretch enough to kick him that.
I need to see a video of that. That sounds like pretty impressive.
Jump and kick the crossbar. He jumped and kicked the crossbar, headed the crossbar.
Oh, header! I can understand the header.
I was sitting thinking,
kick the
what
crossbar.
are you doing, man? Watching.
Yeah. But I don't know. I was just feeling good. Do you know what I mean? And I thought like if I go into my shell and I just try to stand there and make saves, like you look at Emi Martinez in the World Cup final, like he made a clown of himself for it, but it worked.
Oh,
Do you know what I mean?
brilliant.
Like he won his country at World Cup.
There's no. I don't think there's a lot of pressure. Like,
No, there's not.
No.
I mean, so it's like the player you're going up. So if you can do anything to make it even worse for them, they're already feeling the pressure.
Yeah, that's the thing as well. And for me, it's like I'll just put myself in their shoes, and like if I just see the goalkeeper kicking the crossbar, you just think like this guy doesn't like what's he?
He's not well.
Yeah, like
he's not
what's
well.
going on? And
That's a shame.
As long as they're not thinking about executing that shot, do you know what I mean?
Of course.
Like anything, whether it's good, bad, whether they're thinking this guy's a knob, like it's just something they're not thinking about kicking that ball properly. Then you're sort of already.
It worked, mate.
Yeah.
It worked.
Well, that's 3 hours of a big save, man.
I don't think that happened. Like I don't think that will have happened often. Well, a team gets 5 penalties and the keeper saves 3. Like it's mad.
And what about the obviously after that big celebration? Can't really celebrate too much because you get the Apia game coming up long after. Talk to us about the Apia game. I only seen the highlights of that game.
It was, like I said earlier, Apia surprised me by how sort of calm they were. I thought, like based on the last 2 games, they were just going to come at us and I was just going to get bombarded the whole game. But they were really patient in the way they sort of built up. And I don't know whether because they played, whether they played Denmead instead of Stewart.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, you will.
You're right.
What's happening, mate? How are you?
Right.
Oh yeah, I guess appearance from
What was I saying? Oh, because Stewart didn't play. Yeah. Maybe they had Denmead out wide instead of Stewart. Maybe they just looked to keep the ball a little bit more. So they had a bit more control of possession. I think we were tired. Like,
yeah, of course.
You're going to be emotional.
120 minutes,
tired.
yeah.
But like you say, you can make excuses or you can just go, well, maybe we should have just finished second. Do you know what I mean? And if we finish second, we're fresh for that game. So, like at the end of the day, I think we had enough to, like we had chances. Do you know what I mean? So, they were just good.
I think the first 20 minutes, for the, like, yes, his chances are a big one, the ball across the face of goal.
Just missed. Was that the one Ollie meant to say?
I don't know if he said it, I can't remember. Maybe he just got a hand to it, I think. But yeah, the ball, I think Dom fizzed it across the face, and yes, it stretches for it, and it's just half a yard.
Yeah, so that's the thing. Like on any other day, maybe it goes in. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so, and if that goes in, we're 1-0 up, and
well, the first game at Lambert Park we went to, and it was the similar thing. Remember, Apia started 10 minutes, hit the bar. Yeah, we like Apia flying here, and you just got that first goal.
Yeah,
the rest of the game was just second gear.
Yeah,
cruise control.
But I think that's what you were good at early in the season.
That was
because if you went 1-0 up,
no lucky again doesn't make a difference.
Yeah, and he's been massive for
us. Obviously,
like, he's been so good. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I think it's a credit to both the coaches and the lads who have come in because we've had so many injuries this year. Do you know what I mean? I think I've played behind maybe 10 different centre back pairings.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like literally everyone's played centre back this year. It was crazy. Tough. Yeah, and it's like to still be within 4 points from first place.
And the best
it's the way we set up and the way we drilled. Like, credit to the coaches and the lads because like it's been a tough year. Like luck wise, like we haven't had a lot of it, and we've still had a really good crack at it. So
I think always no second. Fleece it up defensively very, very well, and if even having those injuries, take it from best defence. Aye. Unfortunate, unusual that the best defensive team aren't in a grand final or at least top 2.
Yeah.
But this year was competitive, man. Like Apia made a late run for it.
Yeah.
Which changed things.
As you say, you look at the standard across the board, the standard was high.
Yeah. And Spirit was a bit of red herring as well. Usually it'd be you boys, Apia, Rockdale.
Yeah.
But Spirit obviously threw a bit of a curveball there, like, oh fuck, there's an off team to deal with now. And that threw everyone off a little bit. But overall, I think, I mean, I wouldn't say a successful season for Marconi, but it was a tough one to be semi-final and finishing third, 4 points off it.
Yeah, 4 points off the top.
It's so marginal, man.
And that's the thing, like, I think most teams jump at that, and that would be a really successful year just because we won it last year and did really well. You know, we've had to navigate a lot of issues this year and still done okay, and there's still another competition to go. So
yeah, of course.
you can look back and be like, oh, the season's this, that, and the other, or, you know, we're halfway through the season, and, you know, we're now rallying troops back, and there's a good feeling about the place, you know what I mean? So
that's the next question. Like, how is it? How is the buzz about the place for it? Are you excited?
Yeah, we have to be. Do you know what I mean? Like, it saves us running laps around the pitch, do you know what I mean? In the steaming heat. So instead, we're traveling to Melbourne, Tasmania, and then who knows after that, do you know what I mean?
What's your group again?
Heidelberg, South Hobart, and Wollongong. So interesting group. It'll be tough, but
what happened there?
Keepers came for the cross and missed it. Landed in the striker's head.
Who scored? No, Bulls.
Bulls, aye. 4-3
Bulls.
4-3.
I missed that goal. I've missed every single goal here.
I've got a great seat, by the way.
Still on this wall. 4-3. Wow.
10 minutes to go.
There's going to be another goal in this game, that's for
Aye,
sure.
there will be.
So Championship, buzz about the place. Decent group. That's a group you could get out of. I don't know what's with South Hobart, but I would imagine Marconi's stronger.
Yeah, you'd like to think so. Yeah, we'd like to go deep in the competition. Obviously,
Heidelberg would be a challenge.
Yeah, but like that's perfect. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you like the second division, it's a showcase of the NPL. Do you know what I mean? Like, this is the best of what we have to offer. And let's just see how it matches up and if people care to watch it. Now the whole country's looking at Heidelberg, going like, what's going on there? You know, that's the teams you want to play because everyone's looking at them. So if you're playing against them and you make a good account of yourself, you know, this is what we have, sort of thing. So hopefully all the New South Wales teams can, you know, do well in that and sort of promote our league. Do you know what I mean? And,
100%.
Make a good case.
Then off the back of that, mate, what does the future hold for Jimmy Hilton? Penalty!
This guy's fucking nuts.
It was such a stupid pen to give away. Was it not now?
She's running down, what's she?
Oh, wow.
If you're probably bored of by now, stick this game on. Well better than us talking shite. What a showcase this is. This is what you want to see for a final.
Oh, that's unreal.
Well, I mean, they can't really just hang about for this penalty.
So we just need to ask you, mate, again.
And penalties come up.
So we'll go to the. Do you want to start top of the final? Because I think we need to be cautious of time.
But first, I just answer that. What's the future hold for James Hilton?
Championship.
Yeah, B-League. Yeah, keep my head down. Try to play as well as I can for Marconi, and yeah, we'll see what the future holds. Like, I want to go full time.
Yeah.
Obviously, the way it's sort of set up in Australia is Marconi can't do that. There's no promotion. Do you know what I mean? So, like, I love playing for Marconi. It's like the team I grew up supporting, them and City. Yeah. So I've played for them, I've captained, and I've won with them. Do you know what I mean? So I owe everything to that club, and I love them. So B-League, try as hard as we can, and then if that
hopefully
full-time environment, but at the same time, what's this thing?
Go pen. Here we go. Oh my God! What a game!
And then the keeper just get volleyed in the head with the rebound, man.
Oh, this game is
How good is that? Watching goalies make
I know, man.
The best, isn't it?
This game's brilliant. I was just going to say, if you actually want to know what Jimmy's doing in December, January time for the window, just tune into the 60 seconds of the YouTube that got cancelled.
He is full of it.
That's funny.
Okay, grand final.
Grand final.
I like that.
Done, man. So, looking at the two games that the team played during the season, right?
Yeah.
I think it suggests there might be a lot of goals in the game.
Hopefully.
Obviously, one was 4-3, the other was 4-1, so that's what, 7, 8, 12 goals in 2 games. Yes. So looking at obviously what's on show, what do you think the kind of strong points in terms of goal scoring is for both teams?
Strong points?
Yeah.
Rockdale's danger to me is always central.
Yeah.
Like at Chalakian, I mean, it depends who starts. Chris McStay or Constable might start on it, but with Danzo, Chalakian's usually 2 who always start.
Yeah.
And then McStay or Constable, don't know who else will do in there, but that to me is where everything comes through. And more often than not, it's Danzo or Chalk that's feeding Euro.
Yeah.
And when they two are on, Euro's on, and when Euro's on, Rockdale tend to do pretty fucking well.
Yeah.
So that's going to always be the danger. I think having Blake centre half, obviously he's missed the bits and pieces of the game, was detrimental to him. But again, seeing him against Spirit again, he's a proper leader. He's experienced. He's been there before, and he's a centre midfielder playing centre half. So in build up, he's brilliant, and he's great for us. For him and Solskjaer, who are small, are both very dominant in the air.
Yeah, they are.
Both physical. So that's massive. It does. Obviously, we spoke about it last week. Who starts up? I've heard that Jack Stewart is starting today, which I think, from an Apia perspective, on how they can score, because we know Rockdale's biggest threat is Euro. Ali is always a threat because he's a bit unpredictable, and Moody's been popping up the goals recently as well. So you can't. But I think what I've described is the three main threats. But for Apia, Jack Stewart for me these games are made for a guy like Jack Stewart. Just anytime you play against Apia and he gets the ball, you think, shit, something might happen.
That's a huge pitch.
Because all he does is go, where the fuck's the goal? I'm going for it. And he shoots for everywhere. He's trying to take people on 1v1. He always, maybe dribbles a little bit too much sometimes, but he's that X Factor player, which is a bit of a dying art.
Yeah.
Those sort of players. And I think if you're in a cup final, you need a little bit of something. He's that guy that might get you that bit of something. So I think really that's where their threat comes from. Rory Jordan, who's playing really well recently as well, got played last month. And then if Cambiash is on, he can dictate the full game. I do think there will be goals as well, because Apia have scored an abundance of goals the whole season.
Yeah.
Rockdale tend to be quite transitional, so there's going to be space. It's a big pitch. It just depends on if we're going to get that Rockdale that we've seen in that middle part of the season, as opposed to the one we saw glimpses of at the start and then a lot of at the end.
It's funny because you were obviously talking about Apia and never even mentioned Presley Ortiz, who scored 20 goals. You know what I mean? So
there's goals all over the pitch. I think that's a big thing for them.
So obviously you as a goalkeeper, right? You're playing. You've played against both teams this year. What do you see as they're touching on continuing where Gary left off, where they are most dangerous? As a goalkeeper, where are you on that?
Yeah, I think you ticked most of the boxes. Jurasevski off the shoulder is always a threat.
Always.
So you just got to make sure. The first thing is that you know where he is, because if he's just ghosting in behind the line and then Chalakian puts the ball over, then you're in trouble. So I think communicating where Euro is going to be is really important for Apia, and then where Ollie can be if they do play that ball over the top, if he can help out. And then, on the other side of it, I think Rockdale, when they played against us, they defended really well.
Yeah.
They sort of went forward very quickly, but they didn't commit a ton of numbers. They sort of had their front three and Chalakian in behind, and they just sort of was all right, go, get at them, and they got their goal, and then they just defended like crazy. And Soros had a really good game that day as well. So I think that's what it's going to take against a team like Apia, especially when you don't really know who's playing where. They're so fluid.
Against Hughes, they shaped up very oddly.
Yeah, it was.
Cambiash went back to right back again.
He was on the left, right?
I think he played right back, didn't he?
Well, I remember first half, he was just running from this side all the way. He ran from behind TJ and he come all the way over, and George ended up making a tackle on him. And I just thought, good arrest. I just stay over there. So
he was basically, they changed their shape against Hughes. I was very obviously maybe thinking about Avondale midweek, but they changed their shape.
Oh, you're talking about
the game at
I thought you were talking about the semi. Sorry,
yeah.
He played right back that day.
They played left back against.
Because Presley Ortiz didn't play that game.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
They made a few changes.
No, he played on the left wing against us in the in the final or the semi. But like what you said, they've got goals all over the pitch. That Kelly popped up with a goal against us last week. And
was that a foul?
Yeah. Definitely. But that's what I mean. They've just got goals all over the pitch. You wouldn't be surprised to see any name on the team sheet from Apia. So,
Tough one to call, isn't it? It's a tough one to call. I think if it wasn't a cup final, I would say Apia. But I think with it being a cup final and all those things we've spoken about already, Rockdale thrive for these big games, and they've got a lot of big game players, and maybe it's a bit of false sense of security of that bad form they've had. You think maybe they won't be at it, but if they're at it, it's going to be a belter. I'm looking forward to it, man. If you're a betting man, right, and we're allowed to bet, let's hypothetically say we can bet. What's your bet builder?
I would say over 2.5, over 3.5 goals.
Oh, decent.
Over 3.5 goals.
Experienced gambler.
I thought it was, I can't even get out of it. Over 3.5 goals. Rockdale to win. I think the score will be.
You go for a score as well?
I'll go for a score. I think it'll be 2-2, but then Rockdale will win extra time.
So Rockdale on 120.
Up end, one of the two.
So Rockdale lift the trophy. That's your
Rockdale, yeah, that's all experience they're shining through.
One of the boys was saying.
Rockdale to lift the trophy, I'd say.
Over 3.5
goals.
Okay, and any scorers?
And a draw.
Any scorers?
Juraszewski.
Anything?
Anytime, not first.
You don't anything? What you saying?
I think, yeah, high scoring game. Like, I wouldn't be surprised to see either team win it.
I know that.
I feel like RPL would be the favourites, but again, I won't be surprised if Rockdale win as well. So,
you need to tell us the score, mate. You need to just tell us the score.
I'll go 3-2 RPL.
And 90?
Yeah.
And 90 minutes.
Okay, I'll change. Like, it's hard not to say you wrote to score, but I'll change it just for the sake of the conversation. I'm going to go anytime scorer Ortiz.
Right.
And I'll go 3-3 90 minutes. I'm just looking for a belter again. I'm going to say Apia to lift the trophy in extra time.
Wow.
I think extra time will be interesting because
It's going to be 0-0 and
I imagine it probably is.
Shite.
But as you say, what I think you're going to say is that they've got so much strength coming off the bench.
Both teams. Because usually, like again, as we spirit last week, we didn't have that strength off the bench. It was my concern. And Rockdale got the strength, but Apia have got the depth as well. Sorry.
Nah,
I just messed up with an asset. Last chance as well.
No, 6 minutes added on.
Oh, is it?
I said 6 minutes.
Well, look, I don't think that's too much. So I want to keep harping on it with this game for the sake of it, because I mean, at the end of the day, I think the big thing here would be to send off. Obviously, I think above Euro and Blake, there's a couple of other people for Rockdale. I think will be moving on. Probably Appy, there'll be a few people moving on as well.
Definitely because of the bringing in a few players.
Bringing in a few players for the championship and all the rest of it. So it'll be a good send off for all those players. But obviously, Franco Parisi's had a very good year for a gaffer who's still really a young gaffer. I mean, he's had a good run. So like, best luck to him and Paul D. And probably the biggest thing for everyone watching is hopefully tune in, watch a game, support it. If you're coming into the game, enjoy it. But if you're at home, stick it on the TV for an extra stream.
No, 100%. And a big thank you as always to LAC Athleisure who have helped make all this possible, and to
Football New South Wales.
Didn't
you mention Football New South Wales today have been superb. Yeah. I know obviously there's been a lot of grumblings from even myself with the whole championship trophy thing and you boys as well and the whole medal situation. But I've got a big shout out to Mark Stav at Football New South Wales, who we met yesterday, who's been trying behind the scenes for a long time to get things working. For several years, and obviously as a governing body it's tricky to make things happen, but he's been very supportive of the podcast, very supportive of what we're trying to do, and moving forward he wants to do a lot more, so it can only be positive 100%. For the NPL. So thank you as always to LAC Football New South Wales, and this is the last episode of the NPL New South Wales season.
Yes, it is.
As of no podcast on Wednesday. And the week after, we kick off with the Australian Championship. So if you're into that, tune in. Is that done?
Yeah, thanks for your time, mate. I appreciate it.
Cheers, guys. Enjoy it.
Mate. Cheers. Brilliant. Cheers. Live stream, what do we do now? Live stream, we usually say cheers and we cancel it. Live stream finished? Done. Lovely stuff. Hey, boys! Class. We get to catch pens here as well.
That's it. Pens.